Hey, boys and girls, tankers and tankettes, gentlemen and ladies. This is a game, kind of game I don't get to call too often. And what we got here, and I don't remember this part. We did pretty well. We did pretty well. As a group, we did pretty well. We were obviously playing against Muppets, but we did pretty well. But also, I'm not featuring me today. I'm featuring Golfdude3 of the ESSEX clan, my frequent platooning buddy, and we're rolling out in our Panzer IVHs with 105mm derp guns. On paper, everything about this tank is worse, pretty much, than the M4 Sherman with its 105 derp gun. But for whatever reason, Walt and I both agree this tank feels sharper. Not that we don't love our Shermans, we do, but this tank just feels a little bit sharper. And it does have less alpha. Apparently the gun handling isn't as good. But I say it's better. No, not the alpha, but the gun handling. In any case, I don't get to play this map very often. Empire's Border, I've probably played it 4 times. And Walt plays a lot more games than me. He's like, I know where to go. We're going to go up on this hill over here at, J2. And we're going to rain death and destruction down on our enemies. So that sounds like fun. And Walt picks up on the Matilda here. Lands a nice one. I land a nice one, but don't finish him off. So it's going to leave Walt to clean up the last 2 hit points. Accurate for dip guns, no? Alright, so we've already got 1 kill. And it looks like both teams are just massing at the cap circle. Massing at the cap circle. The other enemy team's a little bit more spread out, but for the most part, you can see that there's a million tanks just hovering around the cap circle. We're apparently got 3 on the cap. That's just nice. Nice kill. Walt is on 2 kills. I'm a nuttin'. One of the things you'll see here is that I do catch up. But Walt runs away with the damage. Now, we're coming into the valley here near the cap circle, and we're like, oh, none of those guys turn around. This could be fun. And Walt puts his eye on the Lago and lands a beauty on him, and I'm able to clean it up. See me photobombing there? Aha! And a Churchill 3. Fairly resistant for the most part to a lot of HE shells, unless you hit it right in the face, or it has a hole in its mantlet. That's British design for you. Churchill lands one on Walt, taking out his driver, but we're picking this guy apart. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Walt shoots a rock. I'll say it's badly modeled. It's not his fault. And I pick up the kill. We're at 4 kills for the ESSEX clan. And this does perhaps give our team a bit of relief, but they don't stop melting. They really don't stop melting. But it is a close game. So I'm looking up north. We got a Matilda facing off against 3 tanks. Our DW2 hasn't left the base, or I shouldn't say base, the spawn. That's encouraging. And all of our friendlies, just about, that went in on that push on the cap are dead except for the Lukes. And I don't imagine he has long to live. But you see, Walt's playing this a little smart, a little coy. And perhaps he's a little coy because his driver was dead for so long. He smashes one in the V1, which is also one of those tanks that's surprisingly resistant to HE. Not impervious, but resistant. And we got a heavily armored Matilda who appears to be shooting HE at the T-28. Now, I know the T-28 doesn't have any armor, but the Matilda's gun is not very big. And that is the biggest HE hit I've ever seen on a Matilda. Now, he's getting smacked around by this M4. And Walt makes a hasty retreat and gets some cover behind some of these tanks. And he takes a shot and bounces? With HE? Bounces? Oh, don't worry, got you, buddy. And we realize that we're the only 2 guys left on our team. Alright. The odds are 2 to 1. But we have comms. And we have beautiful derp guns. And only the Stug really has any kind of protection against derp, but the slopey armor apparently works. I don't know. There's angles on this Stug that just are defying. And here's the Stug. Here's the Stug, and I put 82 into him. And Walt's going to join me. You know, we decided I'd watch the top of the base, and he'd watch the bottom of the base. and a nice big smash. By the way, you notice Walt's up to like 1,500, and he has to change his attention, turn his attention to the Chaffee, because the Chaffee does have a very dangerous gun, and that's a beauty of a shot. But in return, he gets his ammo rack taken out, and I took care of the Stuk, and the Chaffee is now eliminated. It's now 2-on-2. And the Panzer III N8, which is actually a really good scout tank for its tier. It's not a very good fighter, but it actually has incredible camo values. Pretty sneaky, but not when you have to take back a base, I guess. And so we bounced one from the Panzer, but put one right in his face. So we are now on... I've got 5 kills. Walt has 4. Walt has racked up 1,710 damage. And I'm like, Walt, remember, top and bottom, right? I got the top. You get the bottom. So he returns. He does as he's told. He does as he's told. Which isn't, usually something... oh, and we see the M3 Lee has actually come up from behind. And I'm able to find a little bit of a shot underneath the dead tank and put it away. 15, 13, 10 kills for the Essex clan. Great game, buddy. It's a good game when your battle performance results has a scroll bar. Nice. Walt picks up his ace badge, of course, and we get Brothers in Arms, and of course Walt gets the high caliber for his 1,710 damage. I didn't do too bad. I came over with a first class badge, and of course I get Brothers in Arms. I was the other brother in the Brothers in Arms, and a very rare Top Gun. For me, it's rare. Sorry, and no scroll bar. Top player on the enemy team for damage was a Lux. Tier 4 tank, so really playing above his weight. But Walt there, 1,710 damage, 4 kills, nearly 1,100 base XP. We actually had a fairly high number of players compared to the enemy team of people who did 0. And one person who did only double digits damage. That's almost a 0. So in a 6-minute and 16-second battle, Walt managed to get off 16 shots for 14 direct hits and 13 penetrations. Only that one weird HE bounce on the M4. Ooh, I don't know. 1,710 damage. Did a little bit of damage blocked by armor. Rounded out with like 19,000 credits. Pretty great game. Well played, sir.